Hi, y'all. This is Pam at Pink Dragonfly Wings here with another episode of Using Up Your Book Pages. I think this might be episode number 5, maybe. I don't know. Let me look over here and see if I can find my little sticky notes and see. I think this will be number 5. Yes, it will. Uh, and I told y'all that I'd used one of these. I'd made one of these in my little book here. And right here it is, but I didn't want to decorate it or show you what I was doing until then. I have decided it is much easier to do and decorate this little pocket before you put it in your journal, or at least before you glue everything down. And as we go through this, I'll show you why. So I haven't decorated that one yet. So this is my little standalone one that I made, and it is kind of different, a little bit different. Let me put my glasses on so I can see what I'm looking at. This has 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. It can be a page. It can be a page in your journal. It could be like if this was your page, it could just be a flip over here and tuck, put a paper clip or something like that on there. You could do that. It's really kind of up to you what you want to do with it. So, but I love these kind of graffiti-ish looking papers. And so that's what we're going to use. I'm using different color, but we're going to use those and see how it works. So this is what we're going to make today. Now, I am using a music sheet. It's out of a music book. And so it's not your typical book page, but it is. Let me move this just slightly, and I can't move it slightly. There we go. But it is a book page, so we're going to use it. It's a music book page. So you can see here where I tore this out. This is a full double-sided page, but this in here is very compromised. It was stapled together, and so you still got those holes in there, and then when you add holes into your page, it's going to be more holes. So we need to cover it and reinforce this a little bit, and so I chose to do that with washi. You can do that with washi tape, you can do it with paper, you can do it with fabric, you can do it however you want to do it. I just chose to do it with washi tape because I have a roller too. So that's what we're going to do first, is we're going to reinforce this, get my glue here, and this is going to be the inside. So I want the pretty part of the washi tape, not really the pretty part, but I mean it's the same on both sides, but I want the part that is a solid piece here because I'm going to wrap it. And let's try to put this right here so I can get this pretty much down the center. There we go. I have a hard time talking and doing that at the same time. So there we go. We've got it pretty much. Well, we don't have it very much at all. So let's, before this glue dries very much, let's try putting it on here again and trying to make it a little more even. It's not crucial or imperative. It's not going to fall apart or anything. If it isn't, it would just drive me nuts. So that's going to be about as close as it's going to get, even though it isn't on there straight. Probably not even on there halfway, but it's going to work. We're going to go for it. So I am putting glue on my washi tape because I want to make sure that over time it is going to stay. And I'm not sure if over time, if I put this in my journal, if the sticky on the washi tape is going to dry or do like tape, like regular tape does, and and dry up and fall off. So I'm putting a little glue on it just as a reinforcement. And then I'm going to piece it right here, even up. So whether it's in halfway or not, it's even, and that's at this point the best we can hope for. So there we go. So I'm just going to trim that off. Probably ought to put just a little bit of glue right here on this piece, just to make sure that those, where the two pieces of washi tape met. Put that over there out of the way. Don't fall. Anyway, make sure it doesn't dry up or fall off or do whatever it is I was thinking it was going to do. So then we're going to make sure that we fold this back in the center, because we want our pages here to be even. So I have my little bone folder here, so we'll just kind of push it down a little bit, make sure that glue gets spread out. It may eat out the end, which it did, and that's okay. That is quite okay. It just kind of helps spread it out a little bit and helps it make for a smoother feel to it. So there we go. All right, I need to clean my little table plate thing here. All right, so here is our piece, and it is kind of, I say it's complicated. It's not really complicated, but it is a little more than just a little fold here and a little fold there. So we're going to open this up. We're not going to open it up. We're going to fold it up because we want our pocket to fold this way. And the two inside pockets will be the same, and the two outside pockets will be the same. If it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. It's no big deal. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this corner, and we are going to line it up right here with the edge of that tape. And that's the big reason for wanting the tape to be in the middle of your seam or your spine or whatever you want to call it. Simply because I want these, and you're going to turn it over, take this one and fold this one back right up to the seam. And so we want to make sure that our sides are the same so that our pocket will come out being kind of at least more or less starting out having a chance to be even. Okay, still not terribly even, but it's even enough for me. So, all right, so there we go. Now, I am going to take this little piece right here and just glue it. Just glue it a little bit, just because I don't want it flipping up and all that kind of stuff. So, you could, I guess, if you were going to put it as a fold over or something like that, you could make a little pocket here, but I'm not doing that. So I want this to be glued down. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over and glue this side down as well, just so that I can make sure that it doesn't come up, doesn't tear. As we use these as pockets, you know, I want to make it as strong as I can, because this is pretty fragile paper. It's not like falling apart when I fold it, but it's still pretty, you know, pretty fragile paper. Now, if you want to go ahead and see how it's going to work, we're going to fold this back together. This is your inside. So that's the kind of airplane looking here, except it doesn't have a pointy nose. It's got a square nose. But this is the inside. This is the outside. Is that right? I'm not sure. No. Yep. Maybe. I don't think it really makes any difference, as long as you have an inside and an outside. This is your outside. Get my glasses on, see. This is the right side. So we are going to fold this up right here. Now, I did not glue it down too much right here because I am going to fold some paper up in there. So it'll be okay. we're gonna hang tight, and then we're gonna fold this one up. Okay, we're gonna fold this, turn this over, put it in with our center in the center, and right here we're gonna take this side. We're gonna glue this down. We need to glue this down right here for the same reason. We just don't want it flying up or getting our pocket stuck, or not our pocket, but our tag or anything when we get ready to use it in a little bit. We don't want it coming up. So then we're going to take this side and we're going to fold it in to match where we put our washi tape. Okay, and it's going to make a little nubbin right there. You'll be able to see it. It's okay. It's okay. We're not going to glue it down. We're not going to do anything to it, but you can see that there's a little piece right there. That's okay. It's cool. It's fine. We just want to make sure that we get our paper straight here and that it's not creasing in over on itself. There we go. And then we're going to turn it and take this one and move it in this way to match where our washi tape is. Okay, I'm going to fold it down. There's our little nubbin. There's our little nubbin that's going to show. Doesn't matter. It's going to be fine. Crease these sides down real good. And then that's our center, and that's our pocket. Okay, that's our pocket. Now, this paper, it's kind of funky. Okay, so let's look at it again. We've only glued down the top part. So let's open this back up, fold this back down. Come on. Had a little glue hold over there. And I don't want it to do that. And let's see if we did it on this one too. We certainly did. Okay, we're just going to pull it up. We glued it down. I got a little anxious with the glue and went a little too far. That's okay. We're going to leave it like that. All right. So there's our folds. This is how our pocket is going to fold up to go in our journal. This will be the outside pocket. When we fold this over with the nubbin, that's going to be our inside pocket. We are going to fold this one over, outside pocket, fold it in, there's our nubbin, inside pocket. All right, so we're going to take our paper, and I have these little pieces of paper. This is some really cool, colorful paper that came from one of these little junk journal sets of papers that I bought. And I'm sorry, I can't remember where I bought them. But there were like 4 or 5 of them, 5 or 6 of them. I'm not sure. I bought one of each one of them, and they're really, really cool. So they came, you get 3 sheets of each one. So they're pretty cool to use, but they turned out to be, excuse me, exactly the right size for what I needed for this. So we're going to use this one. This is our pocket we're going to see first. So we're going to put our tree on this side right here. Okay, so that's where we're going to fold that, where we're going to put that, right up next to this. Now, it doesn't matter if it matches exactly. You make it fit however you want to, because we're going to put a piece of lace over this in a minute, so it's not going to show if it's not exactly even. That's entirely up to you and how precise you need to be. So we're going to put it on here and line it up, open it up, and fold this side over. And it should meet up, if we're lucky, it meets up with the inside of your other piece of washi tape. Okay, so we've got our washi tape lined up here. There we go. Okay, and that's how we're going to leave it for right now. That's what we're going to do. This one is going to cover this side. This one is going to cover this side. It doesn't matter. when we fold our paper up, it's going to come up far enough that it's going to meet where this, it's going to overlap here, so there's not going to be a bare spot. So what we're going to do first is we're going to ink this piece of paper, or not ink it, we're going to glue it. I inked everything first a while ago when I made the first one. When I did the second and third one and everything, it really didn't matter. It was really kind of almost redundant. So I'm just going to wait and ink everything at the end. So I'm going to put this right back on here, right up next to our washi tape, right up next to our fold here. Make sure it's stuck down really nice. And then I work upside down a lot, so it's because I'm so dominantly right-handed that I have a hard time when it's not on my right side. So I'm going to glue this one down and just stick it right here. Now, if the piece of paper that you're using doesn't go to this washi and this washi, then you need to cut it before you put it down here, because you want it up to the washi. You want the washi to show. So we're going to do that. Doesn't matter that it doesn't meet over here yet. Okay, so now we're going to turn this over, do the back one. We have our tree on the other side, so we're going to put this one right up next here, just like we did the first one. I do want it to meet up here at the top. I'm not worried about anything else, but this, I want that corner to meet up with the washi tape that's right here. And then we're going to, it's easier to do, actually, if you fold it out, it's easier to get a hold of it without it slipping. So there we go. We've got it all nice and even. We're going to pick it up, turn it over, and fold this up to meet the piece of washi on this side. So it's kind of, it sounds kind of complicated, but it's really not. It's just weird. So now we'll take this piece off, turn that back over. We're going to glue the big piece first. And just make sure we have enough glue on it to hold it down and that it's not going to wiggle around. I'm going to glue it right back down on here, except I can't see very well, so we're going to, and this art glitter glue gives you a second, but I mean not much more than a second to make sure that you've got it in the place that you want it. Alrighty, and then we are going to fold this, or glue this right here on the edges. No edges open on this. And this paper is really there to kind of help add strength and endurance to the music paper that we're using. Just fold it down, move our glue around, make sure our crease is good and creased. Alright, so now we have the front. If we fold this back up, there's our back, and here's our front. Alrighty, there we go. So now that's what we have. We've got these folded up. Try to even them up with the washi tape and the bottom. It's not a big deal, but it just kind of helps. Now you could, no, we're not going to glue. This is the page that we're going to use, because even though that's a tree, it doesn't look bad sideways, because this is going to fit on here sideways. Now it's not quite long enough, but that's okay. That's okay, because that's why we're going to use the lace. So we'll have this one, and we will have this one to be on our bottom pocket, the actual pocket part, the flap that's going up this way. And I'm going to leave this a little bit long, simply because I want to be able to put this in here a little bit. Well, I may not be able to do that because I've already glued it down. Not going to, oh, it's because I had to pick it up. Not going to worry about it. We're going to do it, and we're going to do it like this. Now, I am going to go ahead and ink this piece. Well, I don't have to do that. I don't have to do that, so I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm going to put some glue on this if I can find my glue. Dubba, dubba, dubba. We're going to put some glue on this one. And we are going to center this top. Well, we're going to put the top right up next to the edge. And we're going to center it on this page so we have about the same amount of blank space, white space here that we have over here. It's really not that big a deal because it's going to be covered by lace. So, you know, that is not a big issue. And let me see if I can get my page out. All right, so we have our page here. We can go ahead and fold this up. I want this bottom to have some reinforcement here just because the ink page, I mean the music paper is just kind of thin. So I really want some extra strength down here on this bottom. Plus, it'll also help close off our pocket so that whatever we put in our pocket doesn't go all the way through. Just kind of my way of doing it. So it really doesn't matter. But I am going to glue it down. Already put a little bit of glue on it, but we need some more. So I'm not gonna cut this one off. Now we will have to cut off the other one, but that's okay. This first one is the one that's gonna provide the well, I guess we could go ahead and fold it over to it. Really doesn't matter. We can do that and then glue it right here. No problem. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave this. We glued this down. Well, we thought we did. We did, but I unglued it. I just glued it down too quick. So we're going to glue that back down because when we put our tag in there, we don't want it to interfere with that pocket and eventually keep crushing into it until it tears. So what we're going to do is we're going to fold it to the center. We're going to take this side, the outside, and we're going to fold it in to the washi. So we're going to fold it in right here, keeping the edges as even as we can. If it doesn't meet up exactly, don't worry about it. It is not a problem. And then see, our little nubbin that we had here a while ago is now covered with paper, so you don't even see it. You don't even notice it. We're not going to glue it down or anything because when we get ready to put our tag in here, we want it to just be able to slide behind there. Okay? So if we glue that down, that makes our pocket a little smaller. So we're just going to leave it so that it just slides in there the way we want it to. And we can go ahead and put just a little bit of glue down this side to close up our pocket. Put a little bit of glue down here at the bottom to close up that bottom part of the pocket as well. So we're going to let it sit here for a minute, let it get stuck to the glue or to the paper. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now we have a pocket and we can put some glue on this side. The bottom is already glued down, so we don't have to worry about it. That one's a little off, so somewhere I folded something a little crooked, but that's okay. We're going to cover it up with our lace in a minute. So now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over. The first half of this is done, other than the embellishments and the lace and all that kind of stuff. But this is done. We have a pocket here, and we have a pocket on the inside. No, we don't yet. We have a pocket on this side and right here. Okay? Now we're going to do the same thing to this one. Going to fold it up, get our paper, decide which side of your paper you want to use. And I think I want to use this one just because it's got some little button looking things, and it's just kind of cool, I think. So what we're going to do is put this on here, put our glue on. Going to go ahead and glue it down pretty good. We'll go ahead and put glue on the bottom of it because we're going to fold it up just like we did on the other side. put our tops together. Going to make sure that our tops are together. That adds strength to the edge of that pocket. We're going to center it again in our white space. So we have a little bit there. I'm going to go ahead and open it up and fold that down. Now it doesn't matter that that's not covered, because in a minute when we fold our pocket up, it will be covered. But just to save a little bit of, let's see, did we? I think we did. I don't know. It doesn't matter. You can cut this off or you can fold it back. It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to do. But I'm going to glue it down because I don't, again, want it sticking up and interfering with the tag that we put in there. And that's just covering up our nubbin. All right. So we are going to turn it to the back, fold this up to the edge, make it about as even with our pocket as we did on the other side. There we go. Glue that or burnish that down pretty good. All right. Then we're going to turn it back over to the top so we can see the print. We want to be able to see the music print here. Did I do that wrong? No, I did not. Okay, we are going to take, the glue's not really good and dry yet. Probably, it's kind of hard. It needs to adhere. We're going to take this little side right here. We're going to pull it in to the washi tape, just like we did on the other side. Okay, and there's our little nubbin. There's our little nubbin that's already covered. Make sure that that is, let's see, I need something to put in here just to kind of make that lay out while I fold that paper, because the glue is not really good and dry yet, so it's wanting to kind of buckle a little bit there. Okay, so now we put our glue. We have our pockets. We can glue this one down just a little bit, just to kind of, that's the part that I glued too quickly a while ago and messed it up. We can go ahead and put some glue on the edge of our pocket and fold it down. Now remember, don't glue down this little nubbin right here, this little triangle that's right up here. Your pocket is going to slide in behind that. If you glue that down, you lose this much of your pocket, okay? Even though it's just right here at the top, it's still not going to let anything go in that way because it's going to be glued down right here. So it's covered. It is fine. Just leave it so that your tag can slide in there like that. We're going to put a little bit of glue down here on the bottom just to seal up our bottom a little bit. You know, you don't want things falling out of the bottom, out of your bottom. Nope, not a good thing. Not a good thing. And then we're going to fold it over here and glue down this side of the pocket. And if you want to ink, now would be the time to do that. But it doesn't really matter. This is the inside. Well, it really doesn't matter which is the inside. You can go with what paper you want. I wanted the trees on the outside, not on the inside. So there you go. And I think, yeah, there's the tree and there's the tree. So the pocket goes like this. Now then, we have some lace, and I don't know why I can't keep up with it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. And it's not very thick. It's not very obtrusive. I don't want it to be real thick. This is already thick enough because you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of paper right here in this part and right here in this part. So you've already got some bulk here, you know, and then folding all of that down, it's gonna add you some bulk in your book. So we don't want anything any bulkier than we already have. So we're going to take this little piece of lace though, and we're going to run it right here over that spot. Now, if it bothers you that that's got a little white spot there, get your ink and kind of ink that up. And you can use your blue one if you want. Since we are using blue paper, just kind of cover it up so that it's not showing. You know, hide it. And there you go, so you don't even notice. So we're going to get our Fabri-Tac here and put a little bit of glue right down the edge of this seam to cover that up and to hold our ribbon on. And I'm going to put it about yay. And I can cut that off at the top. Okay. You don't really want it to go to the seam because that adds extra bulk in your seam if you're going to put it in as a page. So just make it go right there nearly to the seam. Cut this off down here, and we'll cut that off at an angle, and we'll cut that off at the top. We are going to fold it in, and you can put more lace here. You can put it across the top of the pocket if you want to. That's cool, however you want to do it. We're going to add some lace right here on the inside. Do just like we did on the outside side of the pocket. Let's blue up our edge here, just because it kind of, you're not going to see that it's not part of the paper. You're just going to see that it's all blue, and that's all that is really important. Go ahead and do that one, and finish putting our glue on here. And we'll put this one on. Have to always try to determine which is the right side of my lace. I don't know how you really tell. I just put that over too far. Put it over onto the next page. We want it to be on this page, please. Thank you, right there. Yeah, I'm sure some of y'all were sitting there going, not there, not there. Thank you for your help watching and keeping me on track. There we go. Now we have that one done. We need to do these sides as well. Put our little bead of glue or circle of glue or whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it. And we'll put this down here, and this ribbon has a pretty cool little design on it that makes it real easy for you to decide where to stop and start. It's kind of loop-de-looped, and if you just stick with the loops, you do pretty good. So we'll cut that one off, cut it a little short, so now we're going to cut that one off, make them match. And then we'll cut that one off, turn it over to the back, blue up our little white edge here. Put that back in there, and we'll put some more glue on. And it really doesn't matter. You don't have to have a lot of glue. You just want the glue to hold that lace on well. And turn it right around here. And it fits perfectly. Little loop to loop to loop to loop. And there we go. Except it was stuck to my finger. Cut that off right there. We're through with our lace. Cut this off up here at the top. Now, if you wanted to, you could also go back with your lace and do some inking on top of it to kind of add it, make it a little more dimensional. You don't have to. You could use a different colored lace that's already colored the way you want it to be. It's entirely up to you, but we can kind of pretty that up a little bit. just to draw a little bit of attention to it. And there we go. And our little tag is finished. Not our tag. It is a pocket with tags. And we can kind of ink this up around here on the edge just to kind of grungy it up a little bit and dirty it up, make it look kind of grungy if you want, if you like that look. I love it. And I'm a pretty heavy-handed inker, so but there we go. So we have some ink on here, ink up the bottom, ink up our little piece of lace that we put in, ink up our little angle here, and there we go. And we're all done. And then you can make your little pockets about yay size. I'm not going to make, not pockets, I keep calling them pockets. They're tags. And I haven't decided what kind of tags I'm going to put in them. These, I just put some little papers that I had here, and I folded them in thirds and inked around the edges and put those in there because I thought it kind of, these are kind of reminded me of like the steering wheel on a ship or something, and I thought that would be really cool to go in a journal that like maybe had something to do with travel or maps or something like that. I'm not real sure what I want to do with this one, so I'm not going to worry about the tags right now per se. But this little tag right here is 2.5 inches by about 3 1/8, almost 3 1/4. I would go ahead if I were, this is just a scrap, and if I were cutting them, I would make it 2.5 by 3 1/4, just so they'll stand up. But this little 3 1/4 wide, or 2.5 wide, will fit down in this pocket on here. It will fit in here. That one's not dry yet. I feel it hitting the glue, but it's right there. And oh, I think I might glue this one together. I did. So we're gonna unglue it before it gets too good and glued. Sometimes I get a little carried away with the glue bottle and I just go to town. So, but there we go. And then we have this one on this side. So you have 4 little tags, all the same size. You can put them in there, you can hang them out, you can do whatever you want to with them. Now, I made on this, I did not make anything to put on the inside, but I made some, I found some little flowers in my stash that I had dyed, and I thought, well, those might look kind of cool, and I could do that. I thought I had 2 of those. I have 2 of these. Maybe I only dug out 1 of those. I do not know. Oh, no, it's back here. And so we could put 2 different ones in here and put them right there. You just have to make sure they don't get close to the spine part. But that would be kind of cool, and it kind of picks up all of the colors. So let's put these 2 in the center. And that will make them a little bit different. We'll go ahead and put some glue on the back and on the petals because we do want it to hold down. And I have some, now let's do it like this. There we go. And I have some little dots things that I can put right here in the center. Or we could put a pearl, or we could put a flat rhinestone. Let's see. I have, these are little flat pearls. Let's put a little silver one. And these are some, I don't really know what they are. I got them at Dollar Tree, and they're flat, but they look like those stick-on pearls, but it's a long line. I mean, they're all stuck together, so you have to cut them apart. But, oh goodness. You can cut one of these little things off. pull this little back off. It probably is easier if you take them off first, but you got to take this little piece of paper off of the back of it like that and get just a DB dab of glue right there in the center. They do have glue on them. They're self-adhesive, but again, I'm not sure if they'll last over the long haul. So I always put a little blob of glue in there just to hold it down, and that gives us a little center. And I found these in silver and gold and pearls. And I've used them, and they last freaking forever because there's like 10,000 of them on there. I mean, at least. And so they last really well, and they don't add a lot of bulk. Let me show you the difference here. I have some pearls. There's the gold ones. I have some pearls in here, and like here, and you can see that they kind of have some dimension to them. You know, there's a thickness there that it's kind of like a little mound. These are more flat. Maybe you can see the gold ones a little better than the silver ones, but they're flat. But they give the same look, but you don't have that little mound. There's a little bit of a mound, but not nearly as much as what you get on the pearls. So I really like using these on my junk journals where I need to be concerned about bulk, you know. And that's just me. You can do what you want to, but I got these at Dollar Tree for $1.25 a piece, and I've had them for months. So we need one more of our little silver nubbins here. And we're going to cut you off and cut you off. Now you have to kind of be careful to cut those little strings off unless you're putting it as a string. If you're putting it on as a string, it doesn't matter one way or the other. That's you know, you don't have to glue them on individually. There's our little bitty piece of paper, and that is the hardest thing for me. What did I do with my glue? Here it is. Alright, we just need a little glob, a little dot. And where did it go? Oh, there it is. And they are kind of hard to hold. And sometimes I use my little tweezers to put them down on, but sometimes that doesn't work so well either. So there we go. Now we have a little flower on the inside with a little center, a little silver center that is not terribly, doesn't add a whole lot more bulk to it than we already did. So we're going to turn it on the outside, and we're going to put these on here because that's all I have. And these are a little more watercolory. I think we'll put the darker one on here and the lighter one on here, just because that's kind of how the paper looks. So we'll put you on here. I know y'all get real frustrated listening to me, and you think, oh my gosh, what kind of teacher was she? Because I was a school teacher. I taught special education for about 15 years. And then I was a special educational diagnostician for the other 15 years of my career. And so I spent 1 year in regular education, but I didn't like it. I loved my special needs kids. And, but on here, I just kind of fumble and fall and everything. But I'm trying to do something and talk at the same time. And I have a hard time doing that. I don't know why. I just do. I'm going to line up our little petals down here so they kind of match. Let you dry. We're going to get us a couple more of these little doobie-dobbies and put them on there. Cut that little thread off and that little thread off. And we'll cut you 2 little nubbins off. And there we go. We should have 2 of them. should have was probably, oh, there it is, the operative word there. We're going to get a little dot of glue, and a little dot of glue, and then we're going to struggle to get this little bitty piece of paper off here. It actually comes off better than those little acetate flower things. And then I have so much glue on my thumb that it wants to. Take my glasses off so I can see. I'm putting it on upside down. Bless poor little thing. Now I think I have all my glue on the top of it. May have to re-glue you. And then what I do with my other nubbin? That is not a nubbin. All right, folks. Where did I put my other nubbin? Oh, Lordy, sometimes it just isn't worth trying to find it. We'll just cut another nubbin. We have 10,000 of them, remember. And then when I get through with this, I will find it stuck to my leg or... Nope, it's right there. Now I have two cut off, so there we go. And we're going to put this one right there in that glob of glue, and we did pretty good with that one. But I think this one lost all of its little glue when it went upside down, so we'll put a little more on here and let him be better. All right, there we go. We have flowers and nubbins. So there we go. We have these flowers in the center, matches the kind of colors in the paper. And then we have these on the outside. And we have a space for 1, 2, 3, 4 tags. So there we go. So that finishes up our project for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you will make one. These are super easy. It sounds complicated, but once you make one, it really kind of does pretty smoothly. Just remember, the important thing is to not cut off that little nubbin right there. That's the biggie. Everything else will kind of fall into place. So there you go. So if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would love to have you join our Pink Dragonfly Wings creative group. We don't do anything, but it's kind of cool. It's cool for me because those are my subscribers. So there you go. And I love them, each and every one of you. Please share my video with everybody you know. And if you get a few minutes, stop in by my online store. It's at www.pinkdragonflywings, all one word, with a Z on the end of wings.com. See what we have in there. We have some really cool little things. And check back with us next week. We'll see what else we have in store and what we can dream up to make. So there we go. In the meantime, I'll see you next week. But in the meantime, you be creative too and have fun. Bye-bye. Oh, here we go.